Hello, everyone. My name is Fernando. Um, I'm originally from Ecuador. I have been in the States for 23 years. I'm in the Berkshires in Massachusetts, and I do a few different things. I work in marketing. I'm a landlord, and I also am an organizer, a community organizer. What brought me to the game is the ending of our relationship and the awareness that I was repeating a pattern. So for me, I start suspecting that I was codependent. I look at some research. I did some reading on books and on the internet, and I run across the ad of my friend YourDay. And when I click on that link, we were connected a few days later, and I did the codependence test, and well, I think it was like 10 out of 10. So right there, I have like the evidence staring right back at me in the face, so I could not deny it. So at that point, was just making the decision. What am I gonna do? Am I gonna keep myself on denial, or am I gonna do something about it? And for me, I was clear that I was ready to do something about that.
Well said. Thank you. When you stepped into the game, you had an idea of what codependency is. Tell us how the game has expanded your idea of what codependency is.
Well, I think that's one of the things that I value most about the game is that it just clarify all those little behaviors, all those beliefs that form part of codependency. So for me, it was always like trying to look for the approval of other people, taking care of other people, not being aware of who I was, honestly. And I always had like some idea that that was happening. But the great thing about the game is that you actually talk with your coaches, and you can tell right away that it's people you can trust. So you can bring your insecurities to them and tell them, be honest about it. I'm feeling this way. Can you help me out? What's your perspective? And then the more you do that, the more you learn that there is good people you can trust, actually. And then they will help you gain clarity.
How are you looking at how important is trust to you now as far as trust team and so on and so forth? So first question, how has it expanded your understanding of what trust is? And how important is it for you to have a trust team?
Well, I think that's the game changer for me. It was first learning that in order to have trust in others, I have to trust myself. And the best way to trust yourself is just keep those commitments that you do with yourself. Being consistent on that. And then when we talk about a team, your team will help you stay accountable to yourself. So, the more you build trust with yourself, the more you build trust with your team. So it works both ways. It's a beautiful thing to go through, to experiment, because the more you trust yourself, the more you trust your team, the more clear you become in who you are and what you want.
Fernando, you've been an amazing player of the game since day one. You said what you're going to do, you're doing it, you're a man of integrity, and it shows up. You have close to 5,000 hours playing the game already, 5,000.
Wow.
And you play at a pro level in the self-trust, which is the Balance app, which is a trust app. And it's amazing. You can really count on you being who you say you are. And that's somebody you want to build a life with, build a business with. build a team with. So you understand what trust is, and it's an honor to watch you be who you say you are.
Thank you. It's an honor to share this journey with you as well.
Oh, it may be the beginning of a very powerful and long journey. That's what I love about this. You never know who's going to go far with it. Those who do go far are the ones you want in your trust triangle, your trust team. So it's a measurable way of minimizing the risk and maximizing the reward. And that reward is your life, is who you are, is people you can go deep with and build great things with. So I see a lot of great things to come. Tell me about this next word. How's the game expanded your understanding of what it is to love, Fernando?
Oh, well, that I think is really powerful, because I think part of loving the same, in order to love other people, you first have to learn to love yourself. And I think real love is showing up, like every time that you show up for yourself, you show up for someone else as well. Wow. So I think that's love, So I think like one of the deepest form of self-love is discipline, and believing in yourself.
Clear. Thank you. Tell me more about being aware of limiting beliefs, and how do you relate to limiting beliefs now as a result of playing the game?
Well, limiting beliefs is the harder you play, the more they keep showing up, right? So you are going to definitely be confronted with your self-beliefs. The great thing is that you will have like an awesome team that will be able to see those self-beliefs in you, just for the way, because it's reflected in the way that we act, in the way that we talk, in the way that we do fitness. How do we relate with fitness and with those fitness challenges? So those limiting beliefs are going to show up, and I was blown away by you, by the team's ability to see that and to help you navigate through that. So those once that I did my first game day, like the amount of feedback was unbelievable, and it was right on point. Like for me, I have to work in my flexibility, and then that reflected directly in how I live my life. I tend to be a little rigid and inflexible, and so the more I have worked on that, it shows in my fitness, but it also shows directly into my life. So yeah, I think like the one of the greatest advantage of this game is that it will allow you to identify your limiting beliefs, and then you have an awesome team that can help you change that paradigm.
Thank you. How important is it to you now to take the code or the beliefs that you learned, the new technology, some of the things you're picking up from the game, and embody it? So you understand a part of this game is what makes this game unique from counseling and therapy is that we learn, we talk about it, then we walk about it. So we say it ain't real until it's etched into your body. So how important is it to you to embody these new beliefs, these new possibilities that are beyond your limiting belief? That's the first question. And given the game, having played the game, how's that expanded your understanding of what your body vehicle is? 2 questions.
For like the first part of your question, I think that step of embodying is essential, because that's the difference, like with therapy, right? Here you're integrating everything that you learn into your life, and I think that once that you are able to integrate that into your life, then it's a transformational process. You become someone else, and I think there's nothing else out there that can achieve that. So I think this is why this program is so powerful, because it's holistic. It helps you in so many ways to transform yourself.
Mm.
And what was your second question?
How have you seen? What does your body vehicle mean to you now, having played the game? A lot of people have an idea what their body vehicle is or what their body is. Like, what does your body mean to you now that you've played the game? And we're talking about the body vehicle.
Well, your body is a direct reflection of your inner world. So I think that's how it has changed. Now I'm aware that my body is just showing, just printing what my beliefs are, what my commitment to myself is. So the more I believe in myself, the more I show up for myself, the more I learn to take care and love my body, and the more I'm aware of that relationship. So now I can see the progress in my fitness level. How much longer can I run? How different can I breathe? How much weight have I lost? How much muscle have I gained? How much flexible I am now. So it is like a transformational experience.
Mm. When we first talked via Zoom, there's always a level of skepticism. You don't know. You're like, okay, what is it? It might be an internet or an internet personality. Might not be what it is. What skepticism came up, and how'd you overcome it?
Well, like as you say, I have like a healthy skepticism about the program. But what I like about this game is that you can see people playing it, and you can see their numbers, right? Like these coaches are like insane. Some of the numbers are like over 50, 60, 70,000 hours playing the game. So that is consistency right there. You're talking and you're walking the line. So, and then for my first game day when I went to Atlanta, it was we were about to have the fun run, and it got really cold and it was raining, and then for me it was like, oh, today I'm gonna see what this group is all about. And when I show up at the gym, like everyone was there ready to run.
Wow.
So for me, that was a confirmation, because if you go out and you just run no matter what the weather is, that speaks a lot about your character. So
Wow, little things like that, huh? And that's what we all learned over time, is that we bring the weather. So we can come into any weather, because at a certain level of calibration, you set the thermostat, you set the weather in the room. So all of it's part of the training to say, no, the weather doesn't dictate what we choose.
mm-hmm.
We choose to show up because the sunshine is coming from the inside out. And so life's going to test you, and you're going to see if you're waffling. You'll know someone's going to show up that day. Someone's running in snow, rain, sleet, fire, heat. Was it worth the investment?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It was definitely worth investment. When I started a few months ago, I had 4 pretty ambitious goals for myself, and I have accomplished all of them.
Wow.
And I think it's in big part because now I have the clarity just to be myself. So, if you are the person with the clearest mind in the room, people are going to follow you, and you are going to have the capacity to influence large groups of people. So yeah, it's definitely worth the investment. You are investing in yourself, in your future life. So